Ready to move on to our next segment. We're going to give it a couple more minutes. At 11:20, we're going to have a look back at the lab. So this kind of flows in from talking, Philip talking about growth that we've experienced, so many things that are new for us. But now we're going to have kind of like a look back at the very early days. And we're going to hear from Brant, who I think all of you know, as well as two other guests, Lisa LeFay and John Gronquist, Undead Gronk. So we will be back in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I have an opening kind of question. And just kind of like just high level, just because we have we have some familiar faces in the audience, and we probably have some that haven't been like if you haven't seen our live streams. Brant, Joe, Jeffrey is very familiar faces. Gronk's been on the live stream, but it's been a while. So let's just start, and I would just love to hear your roles and how long you've been at Undead Labs. What year did you start? How long have you been here? And what is it you'd say you do?
I did a lot of stuff when I joined. I believe, in 2010. I know I was there. Yeah, I think it's 2010. 2011 maybe. Like, God, it's been so long. I've kind of like blurred out on a lot of it. Joined during like early SOD1 development, before it even had a name, and I initially did mostly UI, and so I did like all the UI on the first game, and I also did vehicles and VFX. And then I started on SOD2 doing that as well, and also UI UX on the mobile game that we were doing for a little while, Moonrise.
Yeah. What did the first game have a code name when you guys were working on it? You said it was like before it had a name.
Yes,
Was there a code name?
I'll let Brent answer that one.
It was Class 3.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
And that was based on Max Brooks's book. I think it was the Zombie Survival Guide that classified different like events in the zombie world. Class 1 was like a local disturbance. Class 2, and it went up to Class 3. And we decided to start with Class 3 because it sort of defined what we wanted to do in State of Decay. Fun note, we actually contacted Max Brooks to see if he wanted to be involved in the project. And because we had moments of humor in our game, he declined because he said that that the zombie apocalypse was
Laughing matter.
Yeah, no laughing matter.
Well, I mean, he's gotta stick to his principles there.
That's right.
There's nothing funny about a zombie-apocalypse. I mean, I guess if it were really happening, it would be true. But I also think that when you're at the point of the survivors, that's like, the humor is what gets you through the dark days.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, there's so many great like life, shows and books out there that sell that. Like, Last Man on Earth is just amazing for that. It doesn't have zombies in it, but it does like really exemplify like what happens to people when they're on their own without the network of society, to hold them up.
Right.
But yeah, like some of the folks in chat are kind of talking about, Class 3 was kind of like meant to evolve into Class 4, which was going to be like a full MMO.
Right.
It has always been like kind of the stretch goal dream that we've held on to forever and ever and ever.
Yeah, the original pitch was for an MMO, mostly because we were working at a company that had an MMO engine, and we were trying to pitch it to utilize that engine and have it be. I think the original pitch doc is titled Zomo ZMMO. So
Zomo, that's awesome. Brant, how long have you been at the lab? Not to do any rooted carbon dating, but
I've been on since 2010 when I was officially hired. but I've been working on this since 2006. Actually, 2005, I think, is when Doug, Trevor, and I started writing the original pitch doc.
Oh man.
And yeah, it's been a long time. In fact, I don't know if I can show a video. I don't know if that'll work here, but I
should be
do
able to.
have footage from the original pitch.
My
Let me
goodness.
let me
Someone filmed the
see.
pitch? All right, yeah, let's see if we can share screen for this.
It's it's going to take a second here.
Okay.
I'm really not good at this. Okay, share my screen.
Us old folks just have problems sometimes with the technology.
What is
Okay,
it?
let's see.
Technology.
Mark is saying I should just take my camera and point it at the screen while it's playing.
I'm not opposed to it.
Let's try it. Let's try this.
Let's just do it with duct tape, people. I don't care.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
There we go.
Look at this.
Victory.
It actually is working. This is amazing. Oh my gosh. Everyone has to do their own sound effects. Scribble, scribble. What is this? We should make this game. So, was our director on the first and second game. One of the OGs. He also made this cartoon. So there's the zombie shows up just gently.
It's backwards.
Away. Oh, some keywords. Uh-oh.
It's the way every game should be pitched.
The art style has definitely changed slightly. Cowboy says it reminds me of the Pink Panther. I totally see that. Oh, and
that's the Ren and
that's how
Stimpy
history
flash.
was made.
It's our old office. Microsoft Millions.
Funny. I want to come back to that. And
The
talk
irony
about the
is
office.
that
Oh,
is
and then
what
there's
our
all the
office looked
zombs.
like on the inside.
I presume the pitch worked, and yes, the pitch worked.
Height of technical capabilities.
Expect nothing less. The height of technical. I appreciate that we just got it done. That was great. That was really fun. Vicky says, yeah, that really did look like the old office. And I had a question about that. So we've moved offices, before I started in Pioneer Square, but the office headquarters has always been in Pioneer Square. Is that right?
Yeah, it's like literally around the corner. Our old office is in the next building next door to.
That's exactly one block west of the current office.
Yep.
How was that? Obviously pandemic changed some things, but how was it having, kind of Pioneer Square as a neighborhood to live and work in, as opposed to, any other studio space in like greater Seattle? And, people who don't know, Microsoft is on we call the East Side. And Pioneer Square is the oldest neighborhood in Seattle. It has the underground and a lot of really old architecture. You can look down the street and see the ocean. Has a lot of character.
There was inspiration for us.
I literally have like a picture. Brant, did I ever show you the picture of the crazy apocalypse truck that parked in front of our office one day? It was like all decked out with like a deer skull and like webbing on the back. It was nuts. I'll have to dig it up and find it. No, it wasn't the meat wagon, Shiva. It's a big old like hillbilly truck. It was amazing. It was gorgeous.
I don't remember that one. I do remember the truck that had a giant grenade in the back.
Yeah. But yeah, Pioneer Square was it's a unique experience, right? Like it's definitely got, some issues being in the heart of an older part of downtown where there's, a lot of mixes of elements like all happening at once. And of course, and over the last, decade, it's been like changing considerably. A lot of businesses are trying to move in. Prior to COVID,
and came and went in the last 3 years.
Yeah. Prior to COVID, it was like totally like set to become like a kind of new downtown center and heart. But like COVID, it just emptied out. So it's definitely different. Although our neighbors, the folks at the Weyerhaeuser headquarters are, I think, all coming back to work this week. So
Hmm.
it might start to change again. But yeah, it's beautiful architecture. Like we would go out all the time and just take pictures of buildings just to get inspiration on brickwork and details and cracks in roads and
Hmm.
cobblestones and all that jazz.
And it can, and also being built over the foundations of old Seattle, like the oldest part of Seattle. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
it's kind of like if you've been to Seattle, you do the underground tour. You're literally at points walking underneath the sidewalks, and you can look up, and they have you'll see glass in the sidewalk, but if you're underneath, it's actually a skylight, and that those places are spooky. They definitely feel like abandoned places where you could run into a zombie.
Yeah. My
Hey,
my
John.
favorite entrance to that stuff is in a place called the Merchant Cafe, which like has a full-on speakeasy downstairs, like a hidden bar area that has full, like actual honest to goodness saloon doors to get into it, and they have an entrance to the underground in the back of their
Ooh.
bar that they offer
Isn't
tours through.
is that the one that's haunted?
Yeah, they do the haunted tour there. Yeah,
The bar
Hey,
is
John.
haunted too, right? They said.
yeah, oh yeah,
John, do you
Yeah.
mind?
I was like, oh yeah.
John, do you mind if I share a photo of you?
do it.
I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah. Oh man.
The haunted bar is called the Merchant Cafe. I might have changed names in the last couple of years. I know they had issues through the pandemic, but it's downtown Pioneer Square. It's the oldest like continuously running bar in Seattle. Nope, no picture.
Oh, dang it. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
I don't think
It,
you're probably not doing anything wrong. It's just I'm not sure. You can share your screen, right? About
I'm
the
just
other thing too.
I'm just gonna do this again then. Hold on.
Yeah, there's a good point. Is you could also put it into chat. You can see the little plus sign in chat. You could upload a photo, so you could share it there as well.
I might do that. I'm pretty lazy. This is your original
Oh
stream
my
team.
gosh. Look at you
John and
too.
John and I started streaming SOD1 directly from the Xbox, and that was our first stream team. And that's us on a good day.
That's awesome. What are some of your favorite things some of your favorite experiences or memories over the years? Whether it's
Brant
launches
doing the
or
Macarena, like
the
definitely.
Macarena.
Yeah,
Wait,
Oh
is
my
this
god.
separate from the coconut bra? Because I know
that's
about
a
the
video I
coconut
know we have.
bra. Tell me about
Yeah.
the doing the Macarena.
It was like it was one of the few nights that we worked late, and like we were just like, let's get this going. Like,
It's
I
having
mean,
to,
it,
yeah, burn the midnight oil.
Yeah, we had a major deadline for Microsoft because at the time we were a third party developer, which means we were begging for scraps at all points, and we had to hit our deadlines. And it was late, and we had a sound system that people would fight over, and somebody threw on the Macarena, and this is, I believe, right after it became, no, not the Macarena, Gangnam
oh, that's
Style.
Gangnam Style. That's
Yeah,
right.
it was
Yeah.
Gangnam Style.
God, why do I always get those mixed up? Yeah,
Uh,
that's right. It was Gangnam Style.
yeah, and right when Psy put that out, and it was the hot thing, and um, I needed to, actually move my legs for the first time in 10 hours, so I jumped up and did a really bad rendition. It's on the internet somewhere. I don't know where. I hope it's never seen again.
As all things must Live on the internet forever to come back to haunt us.
Yeah.
Gangnam Style.
Now,
That's awesome.
nowadays, if I did that, you'd hear a cracking sound as my pelvis exploded and I'd fall to the ground.
One of our leaders says he's seen the video. Goody says very grateful for the dancing Brant videos. And I just think that needs to be an Easter egg. We just need to put that into a future update.
We need to get some mocap, Brant. We're going to put you in the
Absolutely.
suit.
Well, you want mocap of that, huh? I would probably have to pay somebody to do it at this point.
Just Ian. Ian's got, like, we can rig you up.
Make it work. We can
We've
rebuild him.
We've got our own
We
suits now.
have the technology.
Would be a much
Brant, how about
shorter. Yeah, it'd be a much shorter and slower version of Gangnam Style.
Working late hijinks with your colleagues? Brant, do you have any favorite memories that stand out over the years? Launches count too, launches.
James McMillan, who was one of our earliest employees, also the first world builder we had, he made the first map, was he loved practical jokes. And on those long nights, he would start that stuff. Like, he would start doing that. And one time he brought in a bunch of cookies, I think, for people, or cake. I think it was cookies.
I think I've heard this. Oh my gosh.
And everybody loved them. They were delicious. And then after the cookies were gone, he posted a video of him making the cookies and putting like toothpaste and stuff in them. All sorts of gross stuff. Yeah, he was fun to have around the office.
Yeah, he was absolutely the best at April Fools. Like the rest of us didn't even bother trying, because he was so good at it.
But we got him back once, though. John, we got him back. If you remember, he went on vacation, and we went to the store and bought like 10 rolls of industrial aluminum foil.
Yep,
and foiled his entire life, like everything.
We foiled him again.
And I mean, even to the point where we opened his desk drawer and foiled everything in his desk drawers, including like pencils, and anything he had in there was covered in aluminum foil.
Yeah, Mark. James's legend as the donut fairy, with bringing in donuts from one of our local places called Factory
Top
Donuts.
Pot.
No, it wasn't Top Pot. He had a family place.
Family Donut.
Family Donut.
Nice.
That's right.
Family Donut. That's right. It was on. Did he took the ferry in?
Oh,
nope. He came down from Greeley.
He came from North Seattle, and
okay.
When I lived in his basement, we used to go there, and I've never seen someone so adored by the owners of a company than James McMillan walking through the door of Family Donut, because they would drop everything. They would ignore other customers to go like take care of his order.
Oh man. Donut Fairy. So nice. Well, by the way, Grant, got some compliments on your voice. I saw saying that you should do more narration. That smooth voice.
That's my retirement right there. I got to work on that.
Yeah. How tell us a little bit about how, from looking back from where we were, where we are today, what are some of the changes that you have seen that we've, as the lab has grown and changed, that you're really proud of or real positive?
Well, like for me, like one of the things that's always been amazing about the lab is like in an industry that is very predatory in how it treats its folks, the lab has never been that. It's been always exactly the opposite. Like it has gone out of its way to keep, things like late night crunching to the absolute like minimum possible. Even on SOD2, when we were as scrappy as it could possibly be, Like
Hmm.
we didn't do an excessive amount of that at all, and it was actually like we really probably should have done more. But part of that was thankfully due to Jeff's wife being like, if you're late again, I'm going to kill you. But a lot of that I think was just a choice, a very strategic choice to like let's not kill our people and let's keep them in a good productive place. And
Right.
and that's been amazing. Like everywhere I worked before like had a totally different culture that was all built around throw yourself at the wheel, carry the stone up the hill. And it's been nice to be able to just focus on the work and stay focused on the work and not get too wrapped up in anything else. So,
Right.
Yeah,
Good
I
life
mean,
balance.
yeah.
and I mean, Philip has gone to great lengths to make this place an even better place to be, and so I have to give him kudos for his efforts on that. Um, it truly is probably one of the best places in the industry to be employed by, without a doubt. Um, what I'm most proud of, I think, is the maintaining a really healthy relationship with our fans, with the community. So many. Well, one, so many game companies don't allow their interaction with fans uh, because of legal reasons. There's lots and lots of infrastructure. There's lots of people whose job it is to interface with fans. We've always encouraged our developers to interface with fans, and we've been able to build a really great trust with the community. You know, uh, we wouldn't be here without you, and it seems counterproductive to not involve you guys as much as humanly possible, right? So I think the thing I'm most proud of is this community and how important it's been to us in one, keeping us motivated, um, continually keeping the conversation open about what's important to you. Um, you guys having the trust in us to allow us to try new things. You know, we try new things with State of Decay, and sometimes they're more successful than others, but it's definitely the journey that has been really rewarding, and we hope that we can just continue our relationship with you in that vein. And you're muted.
I get all excited. I was all caught up. I was like, that's so beautiful, Brant. And just bringing us right to this moment. I mean, that's so true. I think it's one of the first things you told me when I joined, and you were saying like, that we really owe the success of the game to the audience, to the fans, the players, who've been so great about just jumping in and spreading the word. So many thanks. Well, we are at the end of our segment pretty much. So I think we're going to do a little trivia question. But before we do that, any final thoughts, Brant and Gronk?
I'm sorry that Lisa couldn't join us. She has been the anchor for this whole thing since earliest days. Um,
Ah,
she kind of I mean, she was sort of the mama bear, right? She took care of all of us, and did so much for the studio. And honestly, I don't know if we'd even be here if Miss Lisa hadn't been kicking ass for you know.
She worked so hard. It's
yeah,
insane. Like
she does everything.
I've never
Well,
seen anyone care for a group of folks like that.
she'd bend over backwards, and everybody at the
Sure.
studio who knows her would agree without fail. So Lisa, I'm sorry you couldn't be here to share this with us, but you are simply the best, and I love you desperately.
She also would have known the best brand anecdotes, so that would have been awesome. Probably ones we wouldn't want to share, but yeah.
But yeah, I've been working with Lisa for more than I think it's 20 years now, on and off. So she's she's family more than anything else. So
Absolutely.
And
All
John's right.
right.
There's probably plenty that wouldn't be fit for public consumption.
Well, I'm just bummed we didn't have that video of Gangnam Style. But Brant, if you want to, in the next couple minutes, if you want to send that picture, just Slack it to Megan, and then she can upload it into chat. Unless you want to, it's just the little plus button at the bottom of chat. But we're going to jump into the trivia question real fast, and then give you guys a couple minutes to answer that. So this is a two-part question. You have to have both answers correct to be considered to win. We're going to take the first 10-ish correct answers and then put them into a random picker and reach out. So the question is, two-part question. It's two dates. Number one, what year was Undead Labs formed? What year did the first game, State of Decay, come out? Questions, go. Meanwhile, Brant, Gronk, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing about how you've seen things change. Thank you for being here and being so foundational to the lab and helping shape not only the game, but like our culture and the way we work for, people like myself coming in. Couldn't agree with you more. It's the best job I've ever had, and I'm so pleased to get to work with you both.
Likewise, it's definitely been an amazing run on the last couple, and more to come.
Thank you, Wonder, for being like the world's greatest advocate for our fans, and all around kick-ass.
Second only to Joe. Second only to Jawa.
Well, you're a much better person than Jawa could ever be, so we all know that.
For those who don't know, they have a long-standing roasting of each other going on.
Roasting? What are you talking about?
I meant angry, loving speech.
Here we go. I got the picture of Gronk and I up there. I think. Did I? Yeah. Maybe. There we go.
There it is. There it is in chat.
Oh, I should have said no. Good Lord.
I love it.
I think
Gronk looks like he's playing Brant like a rock guitar, like air guitar. And he's like shredding.
Yeah.
It was one of the company parties.
Yeah, I think that one was one of the better parties from what I remember. Obviously.
I think that was minutes either before or after you and I did karaoke, John.
Yeah, I think it was right before, from what I remember.
Okay, we are going to take a quick break and get ready for the next segment. Let's see, which is just about to start. We can just start here pretty much. We're about at swap time. I know Vicky's here. I think Chris Haranek is. Ooh, here we go. La Coalición, you are the winner. Congrats. We're going to look for a DM from Rohan or Megan, and we'll get your address and get that zine sent out to you. Everyone, say thank you to Brant and Gronk, and bye-bye. Thanks for being here. And
bye, gang. Thanks for playing.
Everybody, love y'all.